Good evening and welcome to Jeo TV Online Weekend News at 9. I'm Anifat Ismail. The news headlines. Federal government predicts flooding in 11 states. Urge evacuations. Dangote, Senator Mustafa delivered major interventions for Ilorin Central Mosque. Core South APC endorses Tinubu for second term. Declare readiness for 2027 governorship slot. Ilorin Agog as hundreds of Quorans celebrate Engineer Kalekawo's grand homecoming. Zango World Youth Development Association holds closing ceremony of 2025 summer lessons, awards students, others. Nigeria, 11 others, hit by major cholera outbreaks, WHO says. Resident doctors suspend strike, give federal government 2 weeks ultimatum. Serap urge INEC to sanction politicians for early campaigns. Now the news in details. The federal government on Sunday warned that 32 locations across 11 states may experience heavy rainfall that may lead to flooding between September 14 and 18, 2025. The flood prediction issued by the Federal Ministry of Environment's National Flood Early Warning Center was signed by the Director, Erosion, Flood and Coastal Zone Management Department, Usman Abdullahi Bukhani. The ministry cautioned that rising water levels in the River Gongola, River Benue, and River Niger pose additional risk, warning that communities situated on the floodplains are especially vulnerable. The Ilorin Central Jumat Mosque has secured 2 landmark interventions that will guarantee its long-term sustainability and ease of maintenance. This was disclosed on Sunday by the Secretary of the Mosque Board of Trustees and the Medani of Ilorin, Alhaji Jeo Abdul Ghaffar, during a press conference. Alhaji Abdul Ghaffar revealed that Africa's richest man, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has pledged to build and donate a 250-bed ultra-modern hostel at the University of Ilorin to support the mosque's finances. He noted that the hostel project, valued at 1.1 billion naira, will generate annual rental income dedicated to the mosque upkeep. He further explained that a memorandum of understanding has been signed with the University of Ilorin, granting ownership and management of the facility to the mosque for 21 years before it reverts to the institution.
Whose name will not be mentioned now. The management committee met and sought the support of the president of the Dangote Group of Companies, Alhaji Aliko Dangote Jesure. Having listened to the plights and visions of the committee, Alhaji Dangote promised to build and donate a proposed hostel estimated to cost 1.1 billion naira to the mosque. The committee has since signed a memorandum of understanding with the authorities of the University of Ilorin. The MOU is to the effect that the project, when completed and delivered, will be owned and run by the the next 21 years, after which the ownership will become that of the privacy while the mosque will be managing it. Aside from the sponsorship of the project, Alhaji Adekoya also promised a monthly donation of 5 million naira to the mosque for its regular maintenance pending the completion of the project.
In a similar development, Senator Salim Mustafa, representing Cross Central Senatorial District and chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, facilitated the installation of a multi-million naira ultra-modern solar-powered mini-grid system at the mosque.
The committee is also delighted to announce the successful commencement of the installation of multi-million naira ultra-modern solar-powered mini-grid system at the mosque. The project was facilitated by the distinguished senator representing Kwara Central Senatorial District and chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Production Safety and Rural Development, Malam Sadu Mustafa. The use of the mosque. I will look outside. Just on our right in the courtyard of the mosque, you'll find, especially where we use of their prayers, the installation of 192 panels already there. And we believe that in the next few weeks or so, other pictures will be put in place for the mosque to start to use it. This mini-grid will also serve the palace and the marine environment.
The project, which also extends power to part of Emir's Palace, is expected to drastically cut energy costs while ensuring uninterrupted electricity supply for the first time in the mosque history. Alhaji Abdul described both interventions as aligning with the vision of the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Zulu Gambari, for a self-sustaining and world-class central mosque that serves as both place of worship and a cultural heritage landmark. The press conference also paid tribute to past and present leaders who has contributed to the development of the mosque, including the late Dr. Abubakar Olushola Saraki, former Senate President Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, ex-Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed, and the current Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak. Alhaji Abdul however, called on all indigenes and friends of Ilorin to continue supporting the mosque upkeep.
All those who have contributed in one way or the other toward the initiation, development, and maintenance of the mosque. Specifically, the committee remembered the 9th area of the mosque, and that is look at Marisefa. Under whose words the mosque was first built, commissioned, and put to use. We also remember the 10th acre of the Yoniman activity of the Kaka, who carried on with the supervisory staff throughout his reign, and we remember the pioneer chairman of the Mosque Management Committee and the first Grand Mufti of Ilorin, Sheikh Muhammad Kamaluddin Al-Hadabi, OFR, ORSA, and his colleagues and the committee, who mobilized and motivated support for the building and maintenance of the mosque. We equally remember the general contributions of the late Waziri of Law, Dr. to the mosque. We will also not forget the contribution of the former governor of our state and ex-Senate President, Dr. who mobilized funds for its remodeling and reconstruction. The immediate past governor of our state, Aladdin Fatai Ahmed, also deserve to be appreciated for the support the mosque enjoyed from his administration as we thank the present governor of our state and chairman of the Nigerian Government Forum, Malam Abraham Abdulrazak CON, for the support of his administration. We do not forget all those who sacrifice their time, energy, and resources to the mosque to remain a befitting place of worship. We pray for Allah to reward them most immeasurably. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the task of maintaining the mosque is a continuous one. So therefore, the book of the committee that every indigene and friend of the Lord, and in fact Islam and humanity, will continue to support the committee with funds, materials, and suggestions needed to keep the mosque in a proper shape.
Stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress in Kwara South Senatorial District have officially endorsed President Bola Tinubu for a second term in office, while declaring that the region is prepared to produce the next governor of the state in 2027. The endorsement was made on Saturday at the Kwara South Leaders Roundtable held at the Yanam Executive Hotel, Oro, in the local government area of Kwara State. The event themed Unity for Progress, charting a sustainable future for Kwara South, was conveyed by the Executive Secretary of the National Institute for Cultural Orientation, Otoba Biodun Ajiboye, who described President Tinubu as a visionary leader and praised Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak's developmental strides.
As a politician and as a mentee of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is very important to recognize that he has done so well, and I'm privileged to personally understand his vision. And I know that that vision is the best for Nigeria. For that reason, I had a motivation to galvanize my people, my immediate environment, my immediate political base, the Kwara South, to support him, endorse him, appreciate him come 2027. That is one. Two, Kwara South deserves a platform for unity. It's only when we are united that we can think of development. And the third reason is to appreciate our governor, His Excellency Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, for the wonderful job he is doing, and the leader of Kwara politics. Those are the three reasons why we put together this summit, to give a voice to President Asiwaju's aspiration for 2027, to galvanize my people for a united front, and to appreciate the governor for the good job he has been doing.
The guest speaker, Barrister Abiodun Dada, stressed that voting has no place in APC constitution, and the people are free to vie for the governorship seat in 2027. Kwara South Senatorial Chairman Honorable Oyebanji faulted the earlier position of some local government chairmen and some lawmakers who suggested otherwise. While speaking, the Deputy Senate leader and senator representing Cross South, Senator Lola Yusa Ashiru, also threw his way behind the call for Cross South governorship in 2027 while commending Tinubu's performance.
Integral part of our state. We are not a minority side here. In Kwara State, we have 7 local governments belonging to Kwara State. Are we not happy with that? In Kwara State, if not for this, the most prominent voice in politics has been the people of Kwara South. I remember what our forefathers, what our great leaders of yesterday, what our great leaders of even immediate past have contributed into making Kwara State a great nation. When they speak, Yolo of Kwara State shivers. When they speak, Yolo of Kwara State listen to them because they are very, very true, because they are very energetic, and because they are experienced, because they are God-fearing, and because they know what they are saying. They are well put up. They are well put up in.
Former APC State Chairman Honorable Bashir Omalaja Balarinwa, who reinforced the stand against zoning, moved a motion for Tinubu's second term bid, which was unanimously adopted by the party leaders, elders, and stakeholders present, seeking Kwara South endorsement of Tinubu's re-election bid.
Today, in the history of Nigeria, I will say this is the first time. And you agree with me that some governors have even been honest enough to come out to say that the revenue accrued to them at the end of every month has actually improved far better than how it used to be in the past. And so, as it is said, to whom much is given, much is expected. So the people of respective states are expected to feel the positive impact of the president more through their state governors. And for that reason, that we people like us have said that he should be endorsed for second time.
2025, as hundreds of currents from the General Babatile Diago International Airport, Ilorin, to welcome Engineer Sulaiman Bolakale Kawuagaka, the Premier of Ilorin Emirates, and Asken Lafiaji in a grand homecoming reception. Engineer Kawu, a celebrated philanthropist and retired director of project at the Rural Electrification Agency, was received by a massive crowd, reflecting the mobilization of friends, associates, and well-wishers from across Kwara 16 local government areas. The reception, organized in honor of his outstanding contributions to rural electrification and community development, featured a joyous procession from the airport through Ilorin major roads down to the Emir of Ilorin's palace, where Engineer Kawu paid homage to His Royal Highness Dr. Ibrahim Zulu Gambari and received royal blessings. He also joined the Muslim faithful for the Juma prayer at the Ilorin Central Mosque, led by the Grand Chief Imam of Ilorin Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed Bashir Soli, where special prayers were offered for his good health, long life, and continued service to humanity. The Zongo World Youth Development Association on Saturday held the prize given and closing ceremony of its 2025 annual summer lesson at Okesinan Primary School, Ilorin. The program, which attracted students, parents, educators, and community leaders, mark the end of the weeks of intensive academic and moral training for pupils and secondary school students. Delivering lecture on the importance of education, the guest lecturer, Dr. Afsat Bada, stressed the need for young people to embrace learning as a tool for personal and community development. Chairman of Association, Architect Elias Soni, commended sponsors, donors, volunteer teachers, and parents whose contributions ensure the success of the program. He urged students to remain focused on their studies and serve as worthy ambassadors of Kwara State. The Chairman, Education Committee, posited that this year's program is exceptional with the introduction of vocational studies. He appreciated the instructors who, out of their busy schedule, impacted knowledge on the students. The ceremony featured cultural display, drama, quiz competitions, and presentation of gifts to outstanding instructors and perseverant students. The students, however, after receiving their gifts, appreciated the organizers and promised to use the knowledge gained when back to their various schools. The World Health Organization has said Nigeria and 11 other countries reported major cholera outbreaks in 2024, each recording more than 10,000 suspected and confirmed cases. WHO said the seventh cholera pandemic continued to expand in 2024 with a total of 560,803 cases and 6,028 deaths reported from 60 countries, territories, and areas. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has suspended its 5-day running strike 2 days after it began. The association also given the federal government an additional 2-week ultimatum to meet its demands. President of NERD, Dr. Tope Oshundara, who disclosed this on Saturday, said the association is now giving the government an additional 2 weeks to fulfill its promises. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has asked the Independent National Electoral Commission to identify and prosecute politicians and political parties that have begun electioneering ahead of the legally permitted campaign period. In a letter dated September 13, an address to ANEC Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the rights group warned that it will take legal action if the Commission fails to act within 7 days. According to a statement signed by its Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadara, on Sunday, SERAP described early campaigns as unconstitutional, illegal, and detrimental to Nigeria's economic development and governance. To the end of Just Event Online Weekend News at 9. Here's the recap of the story. Federal government predicts flooding in 11 states, urge evacuations. Dangote, Senator Mustafa delivered major interventions for Ilorin Central Mosque. Core South APC endorsed Tinubu for second term, declare readiness for 2027 governorship slots. Ilorin Agog, as hundreds of Kwarans celebrates Engineer Kalekawo's grand homecoming. Zango World Youth Development Association holds closing ceremony of 2025 Summer Lesson Award students. Nigeria, 11 August, is by major cholera outbreak. Resident doctors suspend strike. The federal government additional 2-week ultimatum. Sarab urged INEC to sanction politicians for any campaigns. Thank you for watching Just Events Online News. Take responsibility for your actions. Today, match your words with actions that will speak volume of your personality. For more news, visit www.justeventsonline.com, and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tab at Just Events Online. You can also send us an email on justeventsonline@gmail.com. And my fact is Mahim. To have a blessed new week ahead.